Hello students, welcome to week 3 of our homeschool phys ed lessons. I'm Mr. Fruz. I'll be sharing the video with you today. And this week, we're going to be working on our shooting. I hope you all enjoyed our dribbling activities last week. Got in a lot of dribbling practice because it's going to come in handy a lot for our activities this week. All right, let's start. First of all, what you're going to need is you're going to need a ball. Any ball you have access to. If you have a soccer ball, that'd be ideal. If not though, a volleyball, a basketball, any round object will work. If you don't have any of those, something that would be very easy to make is you take a pair of socks or a couple pairs of socks, depending how big you want to make it, and you wrap them around each other, fold them up, and you have a makeshift ball. You're also going to want an open space. Find a field, maybe use your backyard, or worst case scenario, you would use a room with little furniture, but we don't want to be breaking any of our parents' lamps when we're practicing our shooting today. So try to find an outside space if you can. And then we're going to need a goal. So again, if you can go to a field, use a soccer goal, a lacrosse goal, whatever goals are there. Or if you're at home, a basket will work, or a suitcase if you put them on their sides. And make sure, just as usual, we're having our proper footwear and our athletic clothes while we're participating. All right, we're going to start off with our instant activity. Today, Mr. Syak will be starting out with a little dribbling and passing review from previous weeks. Let's see it.
All right, class, welcome back today. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a review to start the class. So we're going to be reviewing dribbling through cones or any object. So in this case, I don't have cones, I have just chairs set up. So we're going to be dribbling through those. And then for a little bit of a task progression to make it a little bit harder, at the end, you're going to, after you go through the chairs, you're going to come back and you're going to pass to your target. So I don't have a partner here today, so I'm just going to be passing to a trash can, but if you want, you can just replace it with a partner or anybody you can pass with. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the cues for today, we're going to be making sure that we're using both inside and outside of the foot when we're dribbling. And then when we're going to pass, you're going to want to plant your non-dominant foot to the side of the ball, kick through the center, and follow through. And while you're doing that, you want to make sure you're facing your target. So here we go.
As you guys can see, Mr. Syak is using the inside and the outside of his feet as he's dribbling through his cones or his chairs. And I think this video is super helpful too, because it shows that we don't need all the materials that we have. We just can put out some chairs, dribble through some chairs, and we're going to get our work in just as well.
All right, that's the pass progression. Stop the ball, plant your foot, hit your target. All right, guys, thank you for joining me for class today, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
All right, thank you, Mr. Syak. That was awesome. Next slide.
All right, class, welcome.
All right, so we're gonna do that activity for 5 minutes now. Remember, we're using our cues. We're gonna maintain control with the inside and outside of our feet. If we want to challenge ourselves and pass at the end, we're gonna step with our non-dominant foot, face our target, strike the ball in the center, and follow through. All right, the timer starts now, guys. Good luck. Make sure we're working on those cues. Oops. All right, there we go. 5 minutes starts now. And remember, while we're working on these, to make sure we're focusing on our cues. And as Mr. Syak demonstrated, he's just passing to a target. If you do have a partner, though, that partner is just going to pass the ball right back to you, and you're going to dribble through the chairs, cones, whatever markers you have that you're going to dribble through. Great job, guys. Keep it up. And also remember, if we're challenging ourselves with the pass at the end, we can see the GIF on the right where Mr. Syack is stepping with his non-dominant foot next to the ball, passing towards his target, and then he would just retrieve it after if he's passing to a target. And keep going. Awesome job, everybody. We're doing it for 2 minutes. We got 3 minutes left. Let's see what we got for these last 3 minutes. Make sure we're focusing on those cues still. We're halfway done, everybody. Great job. Keep it up. Another thing to remember is we can dribble and pass with our non-dominant or our dominant feet. So if we decide to pass with our dominant foot, or excuse me, non-dominant foot, we would just step with our dominant foot next to the ball. So whichever foot you are not kicking the ball with, make sure you plant that right next to the ball. Doesn't necessarily have to be your non-dominant foot. If you want to challenge yourself and kick it with your non-dominant foot, you would then step with your dominant foot next to the ball and follow through to your target still. Awesome job. We're almost done. Let's keep it up, guys. Last minute, everybody. Let's make it count. Let's finish up this instant activity on the right foot. Trying to get our blood flowing, get a little loose before our activities today. Just trying to have fun. Let's see what you all got. Keep going. We're just finishing up. 10 more seconds. Come on, come on, come on. We're doing great. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. Great job with that instant activity. We can keep the ball in between our feet, put one foot on the ball, pick up the ball, and get ready for this next activity. All right. Before we start, we're going to go over what we are learning today. So today we're going to learn how to shoot with power and accuracy. We will also be learning the why it is necessary to shoot with power and accuracy. So when to use it, why to use it, and how to use it. We're going to practice how to do it. Next slide. All right. Next up, we have our health-related fitness activity presented by Miss Levy. We're going to do some quick feet passing off of a wall with ourselves. Let's get some directions.
Hey, what's up, guys? Miss Corey here, and today we have our health-related fitness activity. So I don't have a soccer ball, even though we're in our soccer unit. Because of COVID, we can't be together. So I do have this mini basketball, and if you don't have a ball or anything you can use at home, something like a ball of socks or a ball of gloves or paper ball, whatever you can make at home is going to be perfect. So today we're going to do a little warm-up drill. We're going to use something called quick feet. And quick feet is what you would do in a sport when you need to keep yourself moving, like quick feet like this. So when I say quick feet, you're going to quick feet like this. We're going to be kicking the ball off the wall. I have my wall over here. And then in between, when the ball comes back, we're going to be using our quick feet again. So to make this easier, we would back up from the wall so we have more time to receive the ball from the wall. And to make it harder, we would get closer to the wall, and so we'd have like a less space between the wall and our foot. Okay, so the teacher is going to call out right foot or left foot while you do this, and then that's what foot you're going to use to hit it back against the wall. All right. So we're going to start like this. So we're in quick feet, right. And it comes back, quick feet, left. Quick feet, bring it back. Like that, I gotta keep those quick feet and work on those kicks.
All right, thank you, Miss Levy. That was great. And one thing we also want to focus on, since this is a health-related activity, think about what health-related fitness component this activity might affect the most. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it yourselves. That's right, cardiorespiratory endurance. Those quick feet are going to get our heart rates going, get our heart rates up, and it's going to help us be healthier for throughout this activity. So what I'm going to want you guys to do before we start is, before we start, we're going to take our pulse. Remember, that's by using these two fingers. We're going to take it on our carotid artery. So I'm going to go back here. That is the one on our neck. We're going to count to 6 seconds. Whatever number we got for our pulse, we're going to add a 0 to the end of that. We're going to do this activity. And then at the end of the activity, we're going to take our pulse again and see how much it affected it. So make sure, I'll give you some time right now to take your pulse. All right, now add a 0 to that number. That's gonna be our resting heart rate. Now I'm gonna give you a few minutes. I'll play this video one more time to show you the directions. We're gonna complete this activity, and then I want you to take your pulse again at the end. All right, here we go. I'm gonna watch the directions again, and we're gonna
Miss Corey here.
Practice today, as we watch.
We have our health-related fitness activity. So I don't have a soccer ball, even though we're in our soccer unit. Because of COVID, we can't be together. So I do have this mini basketball, and if you don't have a ball or anything you can use at home, something like a ball of socks or a ball of gloves or paper ball, whatever you can make at home is going to be perfect. So today we're
make sure we're working on those quick feet, guys. Remember, just like Miss Levy said,
quick feet.
When if we want to challenge ourselves, we're going to get a little closer to the wall, so the ball comes back faster and we have a little less time to react. If we need a little bit extra help, take a few steps back. That's all right. We're learning. That's what this is all about. We're just starting this activity. So remember, those quick feet, pass, quick feet, pass, quick feet, pass. That's a little much for you all. We're going to take a few steps back, quick feet, pass, quick feet, pass. All right, keep it up, everyone. We're almost there.
Is what you would do in a sport when you need to keep yourself moving, like quick feet like this. So when I say quick feet, you're gonna quick feet like this. We're gonna be kicking the ball off the wall. I have my wall over here. And then in between when the ball comes back, we're gonna be using our quick feet again. So to make this easier, we would back up from the wall so we have more time to receive the ball from the wall. And to make it harder, we would get closer to the wall, and so we'd have like a less space between the wall and our foot. Okay, so the teacher is going to call out right foot or left foot while you do this. And then that's what foot you're going to use to hit it back against the wall. All right. So we're going to start like this. So we're going to quick feet, right. Back,
Just like Miss Levy, guys, we're going to get those quick feet, passing it off the wall, and pass it back. Just keep going. You might notice you're breathing a little heavier at this point. We're getting our exercise in. The quick feet might get us a little tired, but that's all right. That's what this activity is all about. We're going to
work on those kicks.
All right, thank you. We're going to take our pulse again now and see how much it has changed. It should be a little bit higher from in the beginning. So just like I was saying, we're going to put our 2 fingers right under our chins, right by our neck, right on our neck. Take our pulse. We're going to count to 6 seconds out of 0, and that's going to be your post-activity heart rate. I'll count to 6 for you all. On my go, start counting for your pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome, guys. So we're gonna take that number we got out of 0, and that is going to be our heart rate per minute, because it would be 60 seconds. So 6 times 10 is 60. And that's our heart rate after the activity. See how much it changed from before the activity. It should be up a decent amount. Those quick feet are gonna really tire us out a bit. Okay, next up, activity 1. Shooting a still ball into an open space with Miss Graham. Let's check it out.
Hi everyone, it is Miss Graham here. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend and are enjoying this nice sunny weather. A fun fact about me is that I love the sun, and I highly encourage you guys to get outside for at least 20 minutes a day, get some vitamin D, but always wear your sunscreen. But moving on, so for activity 1, this is our introduction to shooting a soccer ball. And what you will need is a nice open space, so preferably outside or in a field will work, but if you have a room in your house that doesn't have a lot of furniture and obstacles, that will work as well. And then I don't have a soccer ball, but any ball that rolls will work. So basically, what we're gonna do for our first activity, we're just going to be practicing our shooting into a nice open space. So what you guys will do is we're going to place the ball down on the ground and take a couple steps back. And there's 4 steps to this activity. So we're going to be working on our approach, our swing, our follow through, as well as we're gonna actually incorporate some cardiorespiratory endurance, and we're gonna chase after the ball. So for our approach is we want to take a couple steps back. We're gonna step up to the ball and plant our non-kicking foot right next to the ball. Our kicking foot comes back, so this is the swing. We swing as far as we can back. This is where our flexibility comes in from last week. We follow through, and then we're gonna chase. So that's the first part. And as you get more comfortable doing this, you can increase your speed with that approach. And then as well as if you feel you're super comfortable with this skill, you're more than welcome to aim for a certain target, like an imaginary target. So I'm standing in front of a fence, so I'll pick a spot on the fence that I want to target with. And then another thing that you guys can do is practice with your non-dominant foot, because in game situations, you're not always going to have enough time, or it may not work out where your non-dominant foot plants is right next to the ball, so you'll have to use your dominant foot, which is like this. So I'm going to show you guys the skill with my dominant foot one more time. So we're going to take a kind of a running approach, make sure we plant our foot down, swing, and chase after the ball. And just as a quick reminder, it's okay to slow the skill down and make sure that we really plant our non-kicking foot next to the ball, as well as practice that swing. And just as a quick reminder, as soon as we're done practicing the skill, always pick up your ball, or you can stand with it with one foot on top because you don't want it to accidentally roll away. So good luck, guys.
All right, thank you, Miss Graham. That was awesome. So now, after watching that video, we remember our cues are approach, swing, follow through, and chase. I'm going to go to the next slide.
Hi,
Where we are
everyone.
going to see
Hi, everyone.
our cues again. All right, so approach, swing, follow through, and chase. One thing that we could do if we want to challenge ourselves, if you are doing this activity in an open field, see how many times it takes you to get from one end of the field to the other, how many shots it takes. That way you don't have to go back and forth every time. But if you're in a condensed area, that is perfectly okay. All right, let's get this timer rolling. And start, guys. We remember with our approach, one of the most important parts of that is taking a few steps back so we have some space to kick the ball when we walk up to it or run up to it, depending how fast you want to do this activity. And then also we have to remember to plant our non-kicking foot next to the ball. So as you can see in this GIF, Miss Graham is kicking with her left foot. Even though that is her non-dominant foot, she's still planting her right foot, which is her dominant foot, next to the ball as she's following through with her left leg. One thing we can also think about if you are going to challenge yourself and try to kick the ball for distance, if you want to see while you're how many kicks it takes you to get from one end to the other, one thing we can think about to kick the ball a little harder is if we swing our leg back even further and follow through at a quicker speed, the ball is going to go a lot further than if we were to go really slow motion while we swing through the ball. Awesome job, everyone. The time is flying. We only got 3 minutes left. Keep it up. Great work, everyone. We're halfway done. Keep it up. Remember those cues: approach, swing, follow through, and chase after the ball. Two more minutes. Let's go. Let's go. 90 more seconds, everyone. We're doing fantastic. Make sure we're really driving through the ball. Try to kick it with the shoelaces of your feet. That would be the top of your foot. The inside of the foot works as well, but if we want to hit a straighter ball or a further ball, we're going to use the shoelaces of our feet as well. And just like Ms. Graham mentioned in the video, similar to our health-related fitness activity today, the chase part of this activity is going to be great for our cardiorespiratory health and our cardiorespiratory endurance. The more we run, the more we move in cardio activities, it's going to make our heart healthier, it's going to make our lungs healthier, and it's going to make us healthier. So try to think about that a little bit while you're completing this activity as well. Awesome job. 20 more seconds. We're doing great. Almost there. 10 seconds. Let's make these seconds count. All right. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job, everybody. Did we all have fun? Did we enjoy activity 1? I know I did. I got to practice this the other day and I had a lot of fun. All right, next up we have activity 2. We have penalty kick shots presented by Mr. Shreves.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Mr. Shreves, and today we're going to go over the penalty kick in soccer. So, easy cues, nothing too crazy. So, first you're going to line up beside the ball. You're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 steps to the side. Now you're lined up to the ball, ready to kick it. So you see our target's going to be the goal right here, which is in between 2 trees. So you can use anything you can possibly use in your yard or whatever to reenact. So here we go. Approach the ball, step aside, kick. Follow through.
Thank you, Mr. Shreves. Just like he mentioned in the video, if we don't have access to a goal, that's okay. He was able to film this by just using two trees that were a good distance enough apart to shoot through. And it works just as well. Sorry about this. There we go. All right, and just like Mr. Shreves mentioned, we're gonna make sure we place the ball on the ground, establish position, step back, plant our foot on the approach, align your hips with the ball, backswing, acceleration, and follow through. One other thing we should mention during this activity, if you are at a field, take 12 steps from the goal. That would be the distance of a penalty kick. And that way we can practice our penalty kicks for this activity. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. And let's get going, everyone. 5 minutes on the clock. And all of these activities are lining up and connecting, just like I mentioned, activity 1 with Ms. Graham, creating room for your shot and for your approach is very important. So you can see this GIF. Mr. Shreves is taking 1, 2, 3, 4 steps back to give him room to approach the ball. And that way you're going to get a lot of power behind your shot as you run up to the ball, step with your non-shooting foot, and follow through to the goal. If you want to challenge yourself and if you have access to a partner, it might be fun to shoot with a goalie. So if one of your friends, make sure we're being safe and we're not trying to hurt each other. But if one of your friends, a family member, a neighbor, anyone that you could practice this with, if they want to stand in the goal and try to block the shots, that'll make it a little bit harder. If you want to pick specific areas in the goal to shoot at, that will also make it harder. And as usual, if you want to shoot with your non-dominant foot, that will also make it harder. If you are struggling with this, don't be afraid to move the ball a little closer. We could all use some practice. And if you need a little extra practice, that is all right. Only 3 more minutes, everyone. We're doing fantastic. Halfway there. Keep it up, everybody. Make sure we're thinking about those cues while we're participating, and that will really help your performance in these activities. A really important cue for this activity, just like in activity 1, also is that follow through. So if we want to generate a lot more power in our shots, we're going to follow through even faster. We're going to follow through even further. If I step next to the ball and I follow through only a few inches past the ball, it's not going to go that far. If I approach the ball and I kick it and I follow through 2 feet past the ball, it's going to go much further. If I swing my foot and I'm going super slow, it's not going to go that far. If I swing my foot and I go super fast, it will go far. But we also have to focus on our accuracy. So if we kick it hard, it might not be as accurate because we might not have as much control of the ball. That connects back to what we're going to learn today. So we got to make sure how to find a good balance between power and accuracy. So if you're struggling with one of the two, make sure if you're struggling on accuracy, you might want to slow down your kicks a bit. If you're struggling on power, but you are doing good with accuracy, swing that leg a little faster, follow through a little further. Awesome job, everyone. We are almost done. "30 more seconds. Keep it up. Keep it up." Final 15. Let's go. Let's go. You all did fantastic with this activity. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and we are finished. Awesome job, everybody. We are going to move on to activity 3 now. Activity 3, we're going to shoot on the move from distance, presented by yours truly, Mr. Bruce. Let's check this out.
Hello, students. I hope you all enjoyed activities 1 and 2. For activity 3, we're going to be shooting from a little bit further away and try to gather a pass and shoot on the move for this one. I was lucky enough to have my dad help me for this video. If you could have a sibling, a parent, a friend, a neighbor pass it to you for this activity, that would be great. As far as materials, try to get a few, 3 at a minimum, I would say, markers. So 2 to create a goal if you don't have one. I'll be using a lacrosse goal because that's what I have to have access to. You have 2 goals about 12 steps apart, and then 1 marker to represent your distance. It's going to be 18 steps from the goal.
we're going to be practicing shooting from 18 yards away, so it's a little bit further from our penalty kicks. For this activity, our partners are going to be about 15 yards apart. They're going to be passing about 5 yards in front of us. We're going to gather the ball, push it in front of us, and follow through to our goal. I'm going to go through it one time, slow motion without shooting it. I'm going to go through it full speed so you guys can see what we're going to be practicing today. So we're going to go to our markers. My partner is going to pass it in front of me. I'm going to run up to it, gather it, bump it to my dominant side, open my stance, approach the ball, and follow through. So make sure we're remembering those cues. Remember we have gather, so we have our gathering our pass, trapping, gathering are interchangeable. Open our stance, so we're going to tap it to our dominant side, approach the ball, make sure we step with our non-shooting foot, and then launch as we follow through the ball towards the goal. So this is what it's going to look like full speed. Again, if you miss your target, try to have something behind it, but if not, we're just going to go and retrieve our ball afterwards. All right, check this out. Run up to it, gather, open, approach, and launch. Mr. Hughes needs to practice his shooting a bit apparently, but I hope you guys enjoy that and good luck. Alrighty, let's go to the next slide and practice activity 3. All right, as I mentioned, we have our cues of gather, open, approach, and launch. Make sure we're focusing on those cues, excuse me, and have fun. Clock starts now. As you can see in my GIF, I did miss the goal, and that's all right. We're just going to retrieve our balls right after that. Like I mentioned in the video, if you could have something behind it, like a net, a fence, a wall, that would be helpful for the efficiency of the activity. But if we miss and we have to retrieve our ball, we're just going to chase after it, and nothing like some good cardiorespiratory endurance activities as we're chasing our balls. And one thing I did not mention in the video, but if we're thinking this activity is pretty easy, if we want to challenge ourselves, we could have our partner pass from the other side. So we would have to shoot with our non-dominant foot. And that way we can practice our shooting with our non-dominant feet. Another thing you can see from my GIF is I follow through, like I mentioned for activity 2, I follow through really far through, and my ball went far along with it. Like I mentioned, following through further is going to help our force and help the ball go a little further. But also, like I mentioned, since I followed through so far, that might have contributed to my accuracy going down a bit. So if I would have slowed my shooting process down a bit, it might have been a little bit more accurate, and I might have made it in the goal. So remember, we're trying to focus on that balance of accuracy and power. Awesome job, everyone. We're halfway done. And for those of you who may be a little confused by the cues, our second cue is open. And all that is saying is just like Mr. Shrees had in the last slide, where we align our hips with the ball and we're ready for that shooting motion. So in this GIF, I gather the ball, I push it a little further away, I align my hips or just open my stance to the ball, then I approach it and kick and follow through to my target. And if you are struggling with this activity, don't hesitate to take a step back and kick this ball from a still position. I know it's hard to progress this quickly from shooting to open space, still shots, and then moving. So if we need to refocus ourselves and take some still shots to mix them in there, that is all right. Last minute, great job, everyone. Let's make this one count. We're finishing up our lesson on this. You all did so great today. Last 30 seconds, let's try to get some goals. Last 10 seconds, go, go, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job, everyone. If that is our last activity for today, but if you really enjoyed any of the activities, go back in the video and we can practice them again. These are all fun activities, great activities to work on our shooting skills for soccer. All right, and the last thing I want to mention in this video is some lesson review and some assessments. So as you can see on the screen, we have 2 QR codes. One is an affective assessment, one is a psychomotor assessment. Psychomotor assessment is just moving, and so talking about our activities specifically. Then an affective assessment is it's like a personal assessment. We're trying to get to know you a bit. So we're going to scan these QR codes, and it's going to take you to a website or an app if you have it on your phone called Flipgrid. Flipgrid is an awesome app because it allows us to take videos of ourselves. So even though we are doing distance learning right now, we want to see you guys. We want to see how you're progressing through your phys ed lessons, and we also want to get to know you. So the one on our left is a fun introduction activity. We're going to ask you a series of questions, just getting to know you a bit more, like what's your favorite fruit? What's your favorite song, your favorite season, introduce you as your name so we can put it into a face, even though we're learning online. And then on the right, we have our psychomotor assessment. And all we're going to have you do is take a video of yourself completing activity 2. For those of you who don't remember, you can either go back in the video, or activity 2 was just the penalty kick video, shots. So remember, that's 12 steps from the goal. Make sure we focus on our cues, and we're just going to submit a video of us completing that activity. Before all of that, though, I should have mentioned, when we scan this QR code, it's going to ask you to enter a username, and all you're going to put is SU Pete, all caps, followed by your birthday. So I got that information from the last assessment with the Google Forms, where I have you put your first and last name as well as your birthday. So for example, Mr. Cruz's birthday is April 18th. So I would enter SU Pete, all caps, and then I would put 418. So that would be my code. So I have a individualized username. And then we're just going to complete these assessments, and I hope you guys enjoy that. And also, one thing I will also, if the QR codes aren't working, we're going to embed the links in the description. So if you just scroll down from this video, there should be 2 links. It will be listed as each activity to access. Then for next class, we're going to be working on our juggling and trapping skills relating to soccer. We're going to need a ball, an open space, and as always, athletic clothes and athletic footwear. That's all we have for you today. As I mentioned again, you can go back in the videos if you want some extra practice on any specific activities, if you enjoyed any specific activities. But I hope you enjoyed, and good luck with your shooting, and we will see you next week.